Asian financial hubs in Hong Kong and China's Guangdong province canceled hundreds of flights and evacuated nearly 800,000 people, forcing the closure of businesses, schools, and financial markets. With winds of around 200 kilometers per hour, this super typhoon was one of the 5 strongest typhoons to hit the densely populated province. Across Guangdong, 785,155 people have been evacuated from high-risk areas, while 13 cities postponed the start of school terms on Friday following summer holidays. In Hong Kong, more than 300 people were stranded at the airport after the cancellation of some 460 flights as the city of 7.5 million people raised the storm warning to the highest level. The weather will deteriorate rapidly when the typhoon starts to hit, Hong Kong weather officials said, with the possibility of storm surges being about 3 meters higher than normal tides and maximum water levels reaching record highs. The weather authorities in China said Saola could reach land along the coast between the cities of Huidong and Taishan. Hong Kong and Macau lie in the middle of this stretch. As of 6 p.m., the government said that 39 temporary shelters had been opened in various districts of Hong Kong, and so far a total of 331 people had been admitted. The government call center in 1823 received 29 reports of fallen trees, and the drainage service received 7 flood reports. The government has yet to receive reports of landslides. The hospital authority also stated that at 1740 today, 3 men were injured due to the storm and went to the public hospital's emergency department for treatment. Residents on Hong Kong's remote islands bore the brunt of the strong winds that hit the mainland. In Tai O, Lantau Island, in the early morning, several residents took pictures of the water around Front Street and the pier reaching their feet, as well as knee-deep water outside the Hao Wong Temple, with a trash can floating above it. Some restaurants had added sluice gates and piled up sandbags the night before, but some seawater still flows into the restaurants. The seafood restaurant also lifted goods and installed a water pump. Chairman of the Tai O Rural Committee and member of Horseshoe Key Islands District Council said, based on the experiences of typhoons Haido and Mangkhut in the past, the sea level would rise by 3.5 to 3.8 meters, coupled with the effects of extreme weather and other factors. The tidal waves of Typhoon Saola this time are likely to be the highest, reaching 4 meters. Several departments, including police and fire, sent personnel to the Tai O Rural Committee to set up an emergency coordination center. The Department of Home Affairs successively opened more regional asylum centers. There are thousands of seniors living in the Tai O area, including more than 100 seniors aged 90 years and over. Many of them live in lowlands or huts. There are currently about 120 to 130 people on the evacuation list in the area, and 10 elderly people with limited mobility have been arranged to live in shelters. Mahuan village in Lei Yuman, Seong Quan O, Yao Tong, which is located by the sea, also experienced flooding in the morning, and several elderly residents needed to be evacuated. The Civil Assistance Agency sent personnel to patrol the village, and they were equipped with ropes, helmets, and other equipment. Many homes and restaurants in the area piled up sandbags to prevent flooding, but seawater surged through the water blocks and sandbags, flooding the floors of some low-lying homes. In Sha Tin, New Territories, parts of the Xingmen River were already flooded before Typhoon Signal Number 8 installed. Currently, the government has closed part of the subway line to pedestrians next to the Xingmen River, and the bicycle path is also impassable. At Seong Quan O Beach, there are multi-story sandbags and water horses on the pavement. When the Typhoon Number 8 signal was raised, many residents still came to the scene to chase the wind. Guangdong's top official called for a near-war state as the southern province braced for the arrival of Super Typhoon Saola. Huang Kunming, the Communist Party chief of Guangdong, made the comments at a meeting of senior provincial officials on Thursday night, according to the Nanfang Daily. Huang said authorities in Guangdong should stand by and make every effort to win the tough battle against the typhoon and effectively safeguard the lives and property of the people. Huang, also a member of the Politburo, asked officials to relocate people as soon as possible to ensure that no family or individual is left behind. Typhoon Saola is approaching and will bring strong winds, torrential rain, huge waves and other adverse impacts to the province, with a high risk of serious disasters, Huang said. China's National Meteorological Center, NMC, maintained its highest red alert for the typhoon on Friday morning and forecast that Saola would make landfall along the southern coast of Guangdong between Friday night and Saturday morning. The NMC added that heavy rain would fall in eastern and southern Guangdong and the southeastern part of neighboring Fujian province between Friday morning and Saturday morning. The Guangdong government raised its typhoon emergency response to the highest level on Thursday. Shenzhen, a tech hub bordering Hong Kong and home to 12.6 million people, announced on Friday morning that the city would close offices, construction sites and factories from 4 p.m. and highway entrances from 7 p.m. Local schools were closed on Thursday afternoon. 7 other cities have taken the same measures, including the provincial capital Guangzhou and the coastal cities of Zhuhai and Shantou. The port at Hengqin, which connects Zhuhai with Macau, was also closed. The Fire and Rescue Corps of Guangdong Province said close to 10,000 firefighters and 210 vessels were on standby for disaster relief. China Railway Guangzhou Group said all trains in and out of Guangdong would be suspended between 8 p.m. on Friday and 6 p.m. on Saturday. The official news agency Xinhua said on Friday that more than 27,000 fishing boats had returned to harbors in Guangdong to take shelter from the storm. In neighboring Fujian province, more than 100,000 people in high-risk areas have been evacuated, according to state broadcaster CCTV, and schools in the cities of Quanzhou and Zhengzhou delayed the start of the new academic year until Monday. Zhou Zui, Fujian's provincial party secretary, told officials, "We should do a solid job of flood prevention in rivers and basins, and defending cities and villages against waterlogging." China issued its highest storm warning on Thursday, as Super Typhoon Saola edged closer to the south of the country, threatening Hong Kong and the manufacturing hub of Shenzhen. The southern provinces of Guangdong and Fujian also issued warnings as the powerful storm approaches. The National Meteorological Center issued the red alert at 6 a.m., saying the typhoon was expected to move northwest across the South China Sea at 10 kilometers per hour and make landfall between Huilai in Guangdong and Hong Kong on Friday afternoon or evening. It said strong winds and storms were expected to hit Guangdong and Fujian on Thursday and Friday. Local governments in the 2 provinces issued their own typhoon warnings and ordered a string of closures. In Shenzhen, a blue alert, the lowest on the 4-tier system, is expected to be upgraded to yellow around 6 p.m., and authorities have said schools could be closed. The typhoon has prompted schools in many Guangdong cities, including Shantou, Chaozhou, and Huizhou, to delay the start of the new school year from Friday to Monday. Many parks, museums and beaches have been temporarily closed in Guangdong, including Dameisha Beach and the Nanshan Museum in Shenzhen and the Nansha Wetland Park in Guangzhou. Transport is expected to be disrupted, with China Railway suspending several major train services in the province. In Shenzhen, all flights into and out of the Baoan International Airport will be suspended from noon on Friday. Ferry services from Shenzhen to Zhuhai and Hong Kong will also be suspended from Friday, while other routes in Guangdong, including from Zhuhai, Zhongshan and Guangzhou, will be halted from Thursday to Sunday, depending on the weather. In neighboring Fujian, island cruises and coastal tours have been suspended, with all boats requested to dock. The Maritime Authority in provincial capital Xiamen has emergency towing vessels on standby. In Shanwei, authorities have issued an emergency order shutting down schools, workplaces and transport from Friday. Residents have been urged to stay indoors if possible.